My name's Scott Bloomquist, 43 years old. I've been racing for 26 years now. Started in California when I was 16 years old, and my dad got a car for him to race for himself. He ran it once and decided it wasn't for him, and gave me an opportunity, and we raced together for 2 years. Left California at 18, moved to Tennessee, been there ever since, and it's all I've done now. Well, we like all the major events like this one. This race here it's a special race for us every year now. The World 100, the Dream, the Show Me 100. We enjoy going out to the Topless, Dirt Track World Championship. Mainly, all the major events. The North-South, Cedar Lakes major event they have, the National, and again, we like all the major events. Yeah, there's a number of guys I enjoy racing with today. Shannon Babb's a good racer, and we like to race with him. Chris Madden, and probably Brian Burkhofer. Those are probably the three I enjoy racing with the most. Well, that's one problem with this sport is you don't have to pass no rookie test, and you get guys that can buy 800 plus horsepower and buy a car that's equivalent to what the top guys run, and really don't have near the experience that it takes to get out there in events like this. And sometimes you find them just thinking they need to come to these events, and I think it really should, until you've won a race somewhere else, I really don't think you should be eligible to even run events like this. But it's not that way, and we have to live with it. So hopefully you got enough experience to avoid them. Well, we have different setups for everywhere we go. I think a lot of guys probably try a little too hard early and find themselves either in an accident or tearing something up. When you get out there and you've got this many cars on the racetrack, and it's a long race, and I think we usually pace ourselves a little bit early, and you might have 8 or 10 in front of you that you won't even have to pass if you just wait a little while, and because there won't be near as many cars finish as what start, I'll guarantee you that. I think part of what you just said is probably a big key is patience. Patience is something that a lot of guys don't have. I think that confidence builds patience, and we've got a lot of confidence in our equipment. Got a lot of confidence in myself. Not doing stupid things, taking stupid chances, and if you're fast, you need to realize you can pass the guy the next lap. You don't have to force the issue and end up with a torn up race car. We don't replace too many panels in a whole season, I'll tell you that. So, you find yourself, you'll win a lot more races if you've got a car still capable of running at 100%. Yeah, the souvenir business does very well, and we don't necessarily budget a season. We know the major events. We've got a good idea, we always just overstock. That's how we do it. And if you don't sell them, that's fine. But the souvenir business is probably one of the more important parts of my race program, and it's actually helps me be able to afford to race. Everything's just been common sense, seat of my pants. Everything that I've done in the sport is been lining up with good people, but using good common sense and reinvesting in my program. Well, it is moving. The sports has been growing. You have the Lucas Oil Speedway now out in Wheatland. That's a very fine facility. Again, Eldora, Tony bought it. It's always known. It's very, very well known. It's actually one of my favorite racetracks. But facilities like this, I see the future where there's probably 30 facilities like this spread out all over the United States, and that there's just a deal similar to what NASCAR is doing, where you have only top-notch facilities or you can't be a part of it. And I think that somebody needs to form some kind of a body of, like NASCAR did, and allow other owners to be involved in it that have to and set standards for the kind of facility, and they must meet certain standards to even be part of a series. I think that with that being said, have Start out with a smaller number, a dozen, maybe even 24 races a year, all of them major events, and don't overextend everyone too early, and then let it gradually grow into being what NASCAR is, but just a smaller level. And obviously, how important television is to NASCAR. I mean, it would definitely be important to the sport for sponsors and exposure. There's a lot of sponsors in that's involved in NASCAR or have been involved in NASCAR that can't afford it anymore. And this arena here, which would cost millions to get involved in across the street, you're talking $100 to a few $100,000 really do a lot for these teams, and we're already getting some television exposure. So I think that we need to just swing some of the eyes this way and realize that there's still quite a bit to be gained at this time before this gets really big. I think some sponsors can get real good exposure now. Do I care for any of them? Not really.
Name a couple.
I mean, Black Sunshine. A lot of people call me that. I guess that's pretty extreme opposite. So, maybe that's me. Yeah, we've just worked hard our whole life. I don't know. Never really been a fan of real easy steering, and I believe that the heavier steering, you can feel the racetrack a lot better. So I think that's helped in build my upper body. We can't say enough about my sponsors, Hawkeye Trucking and Miller Brothers Coles, Sweet Manufacturing, Hoosier Tires, All-Star Performance, Lane Automotive, and really all these sponsors on this car, all these decals that play a very important part, VP Fuels. We're blessed to have this much product help, and the kind of people that work with me, make it all happen. One thing you asked about what my future is in the sport. I think the biggest thing that I'll probably have for a future is going to be building race cars. We've started out, just building for select drivers. The four gentlemen beside me, Brady Smith, Michael England, Jimmy Owens, and Chris Madden, they all race cars that we built in our shop, and we work pretty close with everybody. Every one of them ran really good last night, and Brady had some bad luck. Hopefully he'll turn that around tonight, and so did Jimmy. But they were running good when it happened, and now they just need to come through the field. Kelly Hamrick, it's got Jeremy Clements is driving. He won a heat last night in our cars. And Chris won the heat last night in our cars. We ran second, so we already got some. Michael England, he runs second in our cars. So we've got four of us in the show, and we got two to go, and let's hope they get in tonight too. But that is where I see my future. Well, we had a run earlier this year at Bulls Gap, and Chris led 70 some laps of it, and I was right on him in second, and we got by him with about 20 to go. So it's makes you feel good, because it's really getting down to just racing and driving, and maybe a little fine tuning, but then Jimmy Owens come in third, so we ran 1, 2, 3 with all of our cars. So that was a good feeling that night. I think everybody was pretty happy, and I always tell everybody when I know it's time to quit is when about all of them are finishing in front of me. Then I probably ought to think of hanging it up.